Welcome back to Elements in Focus. I'm Grant Soliven, Manager of Advisor Operations. With me always, our Director of Financial Planning, Rheaume. Aaron, looking good today. How you feeling, brother?
I feel great, Grant, and I really love and enjoy doing these segments with you.
They are a lot of fun, and we appreciate, for those of you who've been watching for a while, embracing us in our new environment. So usually you see us at our desks. Today we're doing this in front of a little bit different situation. So thank you as we get comfortable in this new place, new space, as we get into it. So diving right into the topics, for those of you who've been watching for a while, you know we cover our 5 critical elements. Folks, success is never dependent on one thing, failure can be. So Aaron, myself, and our team try to do our best to fulfill and give little nuggets of information that you can use to make sure that you don't end up wrecking your financial freedom in one of these categories, because we've seen it happen in some of these. Today we're going to talk about our investment playbook, and specifically, and we get this a lot from our families entering distribution, the distribution phase of finance, folks. If you want to know what we're talking about, and I've done quite a few segments on that in the past, but inside the investment playbook, should we, Aaron, when a family comes in and they ask, should we become more conservative with our assets as we get closer to retirement? Can you walk through what they're really asking and what they should really be considering instead?
Yeah, I mean, the first question is do we have enough? I mean, they're worried about potentially running out of money.
Right.
And so we really have to talk them back to, the one thing that we did a segment on, and we've done a segment on before, is standard of living, the dreaded B word, budget.
Right.
And so we've got to take a step back and say, okay, are we or can you meet your standard of living? And what is that number? So let's say you need $5,000 a month to maintain your lifestyle, to keep comfortable with doing all the things that you're doing. That's $60,000 a year. We build inflation into that over time, so that gets exponentially more expensive as you move on through life expectancy. But to answer the should we become more conservative with our assets really comes back to, do you have enough to maintain your standard of living? Once we figure out what that standard of living number is, so that's $60,000 a year, then we have to look at the income sources to help provide for that $60,000 a year income. And it really is age dependent. So are you, in your mid 50s as you're moving into your life after work? Are you in your 60s? And so we have to look at those income sources coming in. Some people or most people should have Social Security in some way, shape, or form. There might be a pension out there. You might have farm income. You might have rental income.
Right.
There's all different types of income sources that can help provide for that standard of living. Let's say you do have Social Security and you have pension, and that covers your $5,000 a month. Then my question to you would be, why would you have to become more conservative with your assets if your standard of living is being met by your income sources? And so maybe we take a step back with a little bit of the assets, but you don't want to cripple the long-term earnings effect on those by becoming more conservative if you have enough income coming in to cover your standard of living. And so that's where I would walk the conversation back to, is what's that standard of living? How do we have from an income source to help meet that? If you have a gap, then we need to look at things like, okay, maybe we put a conservative piece in place for the next 3 to 5 years to where those assets aren't being as exposed to the market as much, and use other strategies to potentially have more growth-oriented assets with those over time. So again, come back to the standard of living. Everybody's situation's unique. You don't fit in a cookie-cutter approach, and we have to evaluate that step by step.
And remember, folks, it's not an all or nothing game. Aaron put it beautifully earlier. Segment your resources, bucket, and we often hear people talking about buckets of money, right? Or we get people hearing through sources of media, etc., through salespeople saying, "Oh, you need to move your money to more conservative." That helps with people selling products.
Yeah.
Right? Don't get caught in that mess. You're a unique situation. Talk with a fiduciary advisor. Not every dollar needs to be conservative because your situation may not warrant that. So when we talk about broad-based communication, education, I will tell you this. Very rarely have I seen a family, we take care of over 1,100 of them, very rarely have I seen a family that needed to go conservative with every penny of their resources. And that situation was even more unique than most.
Yeah.
So the answer to your question is, like Aaron said, take a step back, reevaluate, and remember, segment money because dollars have jobs, right? Do not go all or nothing in your strategy. If you're looking for a complimentary meeting, please reach out to us, 800-928-4001. Sign up for a Next Steps meeting. It is complimentary. Brittany will get you set up with one of our advisory team members. And if you have a question, shoot them to us. Ask FEG, or ask, what was
Talk
it?
to FEG.
Talk to FEG. Thank you, Aaron. Talk to FEG at yourlifeafterwork.com. We're more than happy to answer those questions. And if you're looking for more information, head to our website, yourlifeafterwork.com, to see all the articles that we've written on these subjects, other communications media we've produced for these things, and you can see our rebranded radio station that is now on all the podcasting services near you and the radio stations below. Thank you again for tuning in. It's always great to have you here. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.